Wow, wow, wow.
All right. UFC Noche. Diego
Wow.
Lopes taking on Gene Silva. Lethal.
Let's go.
Give
Let's
me
go.
just like
Let's,
give me just something on this card real quick before we break it down this week.
man. Okay. UFC Noche. Gotta love it. Love having cards. I buy Noche cards. I love the whole experiment
So
of
we fucking
UFC
met each
Noche.
other. It's what I was hoping you'd
Yes.
open with, you
Yeah.
motherfucker,
I
you.
was going to go. Yeah. I was going to say. I
So
was
I
going
met this
down. You got
man.
to give me my spill, brother. You got to give me my spill. So this is how I met the Toad, and it was 2 years ago. Because there was no Noche last year, correct? It was a year before last. So
No, it was last year. It was last year's Noche. We had
last
the
year.
sphere.
So last year. Yeah. Yep. So last year. Oh, the Sphere. Yeah. So a year ago, I met the Toad, did a big gamble on Noche cards, sat back, sitting back going, no one's going to pick the card, put it on Insta. Toad fucking got to the edge. He got one fight away. I rang him, went, you motherfucker, I don't know who you are, but no one's got that close before. My name's Klaus, Lethal. Here I am, and we started chatting. So now we're
Yeah.
here exactly a year later. Me and Toad have now started Lethal Toad MMA. We are fucking good friends. We talk shit. We love trading cards. We send each other gifts because we fucking just like each other. And we make money. We
Yeah.
make money.
We
80
make
to
memories, dude.
85%.
We enjoy MMA. The thing is, we all love this shit, and you can choose to do it in the comfort and quietness of your own home, whatever. That's great. I love being at home myself, but it's a fun way to socialize and like interact. And man, I love Lethal's takes. Like he will go off every which way when breaking down a fight, and I'll have to get out this fucking whistle and be like, Lethal, because he won't
I
fucking
got
just
it.
stop. But he's on to something. Because when you watch this man's legs, like last week, all the way up to Cal Brahalio, he was absolutely fucking cooking. And I'm talking generally we average 75, 80% pick rates, which is not that bad when you look at some of these like
Thank
more
you, brother.
well-known YouTubers.
Thank you.
That's considered okay sharp, right? Last week we had all kinds of UFC fucking debuters, guys fighting for contracts. It was a little weird, and I said it. You'd be a damn fucking maniac to get this card entirely right, but I'll tell you what's going to be fun about it. Everyone's just about fighting for a contract. Will I keep one? Will I get one? 10 finishes out of 12 fights. And
What?
UFC Noche's kind of got that vibe going for me a little bit, you know? I mean, it's, we're not at the apex. That's step one. You got to be in front of real fucking people, right?
Yeah.
Step two is, again, are they fighting for a contract? Um, are they are they self motivated enough to know they're going to go out with that confidence of not only winning the fight, but bringing home an extra 50K to their families? Are they a finisher? Do they understand the assignment of, I got to put my opponent out of there and not trying to pull some fucking boring ass wrestling off the hip shit, right? I know DC gets a fucking big old, but MMA fans really like a goddamn finish. So, Noche, it's got potential, but I'll be honest, Lethal, before we get into it, I'm upset. I don't like this card.
Oh,
And look who's at the top of it. What a fucking disgrace. And I know what,
well,
I know,
you know
just
what?
one last thing. I know what you're fucking doing, Dana. Sucking goddamn Canelo's cock right now and Crawford's. Just
My
listen.
brother,
Listen. I'm so sick of them leading the fucking charge with like very big popular names and then it's being like, the rest of the card doesn't even fucking matter because look who's leading the show. They knew
okay.
this is UFC admitting that they knew that Canelo and Crawford's a big enough draw and a big enough fight and such a crazy like one of one moment in boxing in terms of like, yeah, this is a big one. Uh, they knew that whatever they threw on this card, not going to get the same draws, not the same attentions as they normally do, right? So, sorry for hogging the mic. I had a lot to get off my chest there. Again, happy as
Uh,
fuck but disappointed in the UFC that this is my Noche card. So, all right, what do you got for
My
me, Lethal?
brother, I'm going to say this. Fuck boxing. Fuck boxing. Fuck it. What the fuck? I lost hard in boxing after Rocky 3, right? Which was around Mike Tyson time. My fucking God. Jesus Christ. And I'm going to disagree with you because I think boxing sucks shit, right? Absolutely sucks dicks. Everyone is such, since Mike Tyson, it's just boring. I don't know
I'm
what
sorry,
Dana's
but
going to
bro,
do.
boxing had a fucking chance, and if they would have,
Nah,
listen, they had a chance, and it was Francis beating fucking Tyson. Because what would have happened is
mate.
all the MMA fighters been like, I guess I better go over there
So,
and grab my belt too. And Dana really wanted to do this whole boxing
so
shit. He could have done it somehow
I'm
there, but instead he could suck
going
Connor's
to
cock
say
all
this to
goddamn
you.
day long, but won't give these
By the
other
end of this
UFC fighters their chance, like Ilya and shit. Come on,
By
fuck
the end
off.
of this breakdown, you're going to be a fan of this card because I'm going to make you a fan because I'm a fan of this card
Lethal,
because
no
I broke
matter
it
how
down.
bad a card is, I'm still a fan of it. That's the
So,
punishing thing
yeah,
about this. I can't
so this card's going to
I
excite you,
can't put
and
down
I'm
the
going to
cup.
explain. I'm going to explain why. Because
Can't
yes,
put
the
down the
name
cup.
aren't top tier,
Can't put
they aren't
down
the
the cup.
best, but there's some, and I'm talking money here. What excites me is money, Toad. Okay. Money is why I fucking sit back and do this with you. We love our passion, but we're here to fucking make coin. So I'm fucking telling you, this card excites me because there's a couple fucking money makers here, and I'll crack it off from the beginning, all right? Because I did watch the tough. Did you watch the tough series?
Yeah, Lethal. I
You
just
wa-
one thing, buddy. You
Yep.
are excited for the money because your props there are about double what they are anywhere else in the world. I don't know what kind of black market dog shit's going on, but
Sports bet, brother.
you
Sports bet.
fucking bandits on goddamn Australia, the sports bookies, they're giving you finish props for your money lines and fucking parlay props for your methods. It's fucking stupid
Yeah.
as goddamn shit.
What do you reckon when you ask me, hey, have you got a finish on this? I'm like, no, 4-1's good at me just for a win.
Yeah, and I'm just
You
sitting there
know what I
like,
mean? Like, I'm not gonna be greedy there because um and the finish props are great, but when I see a fucking prop that's just sitting at 3-1, 4-1, and I'm like, wow, Michael Johnson again, Neil Magny, Michael Johnson and Neil Magny, I'm going to own those two, right? With $5.70 in Australia just to win.
yeah. Did you
So
see
if
the
I want to,
plus 2,500 Neil Magny I had? Because I had knockout with round prop.
yeah, that was beautiful.
Disrespect. And then I had Charles Johnson live prop losing the fight, but I had him at plus 1,200 live prop. They took my plus 750, my plus 900. They refunded me my plus 12. I swear to
And
God, I
that's
need
all.
to screenshot my receipts.
Like we already talked pre as everyone knows, me and Toad, we catch up once a week, so about an hour before everyone we have a chat about life and what we're going on, but we did pre-talk about and we won't talk about it now till we get there, but we talked about the props on Lopes in Australia compared to your props. um we'll get there, but yeah, I've got some pretty good fucking shit going on here, bro.
His money line is Lopez finished just about, which is just fucking crazy. So, anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get into it. I'll let you kick things off for me, Lethal. And I appreciate
so
having you and you fuckers at home. Make sure you're hopping through the mud hut. If you want in, knock on the door. I got the password. And then show my man Lethal some love and let's get some action on our YouTube page. He really wants to make a push on YouTube. And once I get done moving at the end of hopefully September, well, I'll be doing that regardless. But hopefully I know where at the end of September and I get set up again. We're going to be pushing podcast platforms and just kind of working in some other pieces of content.
Yes.
We're gonna bring in some fans that are friends, and we're gonna shoot this shit and open this thing up. Probably have a nice little war room going by the end of some streams. I can imagine a stream having 8 people hopping on, chatting.
My
It could
brother,
be main events, it could be co-main, it could be the whole card, but we'll keep that summarized, and we know this. We don't have to get into the breakdown. The breakdown is so that maybe you can trust and feel and understand if you are participating with some of the bets that we mentioned, or maybe just as a fan, have better insight when you're watching it. I don't care if you're alone, but it's always fun to share this, right? So when you hear others talking, compare what we say to what happens. I wish so much that people used our highlight clip and just clip farmed what this man is saying, as well as myself at times, where I think we're rather sharp because we're telling you how the whole fucking night really transpires in a very quick way. Like, I talked about old China last card. We were getting finishes everywhere. It was a beautiful thing. We talked about this shit. So, but
yeah.
yeah, give my man up here his flowers.
Hey,
Throw a
we
comment,
even
like the videos, share, subscribe. It will build us into the algorithms if only you do that. So we appreciate it.
thank you very much, brother,
Yep.
because while you're gone,
Greg
and
Diego Lopes
and
here in a shirt on, so fuck you.
yeah,
Do it for him.
and
All right.
second up, I'm gonna have Big Dusty coming in, and
Yep.
yeah, like you said, we're gonna try and clip stuff. I want to try and get a bit of MMA gossip in there. You know, not all the bullshit, but I'd like to talk about Paul Craig maybe for about 2 or 3 minutes if we had something clip-baited, and so we could pay our proper respects. I'd like to do some stuff like that. So
Hey, if you want
hopefully,
to, by the way, I did a post with his trading cards and he
all
saw
that.
that. I'd be happy to extend an invitation and ask if we'd like to do like, let's give him some time if you're cool. I want to see what maybe a quarter of a year looks like going into 26. Paul Craig 2026 interview could be interesting.
Mate,
Here's what's on the horizon. I'm sure he's got life
all
and some plans figured out. So
all day, every day.
yeah.
So that's the sort of direction I'm hoping that me and you, and when you're gone, Dusty, all three of us can put that together. And we sort of want to get all you fans out there. We're going to give you the picks. We will get to it real quick, but we just want to let you know we're here for the long haul and not the fucking short haul. How's that sound? There's my boy. See, thumbs up.
All right. How many minutes? 13 minutes. And we're into the card. Kicking things off. We got Rodrigo taking on Daniil. Break this one down for me. What do you think about it? I'm going to ride with
So
Daniil, but I want to hear your
these are
breakdown
the tough
first.
series contender boys. These are the boys from the tough series. If anyone watched the last tough series, they're the boys from the tough series. One's a Eastern European. Let me break it down for everyone without going down too much. One's an Eastern European fucking striker. He fucking hardcore, very intense, very aggressive. Doesn't mind having a bash. Other one from Brazil, lives in Canada, right? His mum's in fucking Brazil. He moved to Canada 3 years ago, doing the shit, trying to fucking make money for his family, and very impressive. Got all-round skills. Got BJJ. He's got a good stand-up. Watched his fights in the tough series. I am actually surprised he's the long shot here in Australia. So in Australia, I'm going to say this to everyone: it's $2.69 to $1 just for a win for Rodrigo Sensimo. Dahil Dachenko is $1.47. So he's very, very high odds to beat the Brazilian. I am actually I followed the Brazilian on the tough. I like his story. Call me a little bit emotional, call me a bit of feeling, but I think the aggression, the over aggression of Dahil, I'll look down, of Dahil is going to I think old mate's got this. If I'm going to pick a prop, it's going to go to the ground or be by sub by Rodrigo. But I'm just going to go with my $2.69 to $1. Nearly 3-1 for Rodrigo. I'm taking Rodrigo on this.
How do you think he gets it done if he does?
Sub.
I think he gets knocked the
By
fuck
sub.
out.
Yeah, because there is no Dahil has not shown during the show or the episode. He has not shown any fucking sub, and I don't know much about them before the Tough series, right? So I watch of both fighters. I see a more all round fucking ground game, stand up game from, but due to the aggression of Dahil, I think old mate will take it to the ground and use his submission skills
He'd be smart
to
to.
finish
I
this
think
fight.
that's you could be blind lethal and I'd ask who's fighting and you'd tell me such and such Brazilian and such fucking Eastern European striker and you're just like, well, his coaches would be dumb as fuck to make him go on the feet, right? Get this fight to the ground or you lose. That's so which is it going to be? You think it goes to the ground? I'll agree with you. If the fight does go to the ground, I'm very comfortable with Rodrigo getting it done there.
Yes,
I don't think
all
he
day,
can hold.
all
I
day.
don't think it will. I think the fight will go to the ground at some point, but I don't think Daniil's gonna have a hard time. I think he's gonna be able to be too physical and get out of that shit. Reset the fight,
Mate,
and
the aggression of Daniil is fucking crazy, right?
yeah,
The only way Rodrigo gets it down because his speed isn't as good on the feet as the heels. I watched this stand up. I watched the heels. He needs to fucking keep it in close. He needs to keep it in tight. He needs to keep it in the clinch, and he needs to take it to the ground. But I'm going to take the $2.69. My first long shot will be the first main fucking fight of the night. Daniil's going to be the next tough winner for this year. I mean, not Daniil, Rodrigo.
I think.
Rodrigo.
I think funny enough, they'll still both end up with a contract. I mean, we saw last week that people they were bringing in, not all of them really do or deserved, right? So I
Yeah,
think these
but
two
the
are
second
actually
contract,
quite proven to both have a contract already, in my
but the
opinion.
second contract's like a consolation prize. I don't want the consolation prize. The guy that gets the little glass trophy and the guy that fucking wins the fucking tournament, whether the other guy gets it or not, is the guy. I got Rodrigo winning this fight.
Okay.
I'm going to
This
say this. I'm
by the
all
way,
done.
guys, I like this fight not to go 3 rounds. It's a little bit more aggressive prop if you're looking for the
Yeah.
finish. So you're gonna get a better payout. We had parlays cooking from $10 to pay me 300 with those last week combined with just one method, which was an easy knockout. So I'm gonna take Daniil also on round prop, first 2 rounds by knockout, and make that a combo as well on a different parlay sheet. But my safest suggestion is leg one, let's say distance, not to go to third round. I think that's pretty safe.
All right.
All right, moving up the
I'm
card, we got
Rodrigo.
not Poetan's sister, but I'm sure a distant relative cousin because we got another
You sure it's
striker.
not Peloton sister?
No, no,
Okay.
Poetan's sister does the karate combat shit.
Yeah, she
And
just
she
won the she
literally
just
looks
won the
like
belt.
Poetan with a fucking wig. Like I'm just gonna say it, dog. Like she looked like Poetan with a wig. So, anyways, yeah, let's see what we got. Like at the end of the day, prospects are fun. Undefeated prospects are fun, but there's a little bit of star power in the fact that a fighter can be so accomplished at a younger age, right? Look at Rosas Jr. He's really awkward and funny and weird, but you know what I mean? He's still as big as he is because of how young he came in to do it, right? So it's nice to see a breath of fresh air for women's MMA. You're not ever really seeing it in the teens ever, right? So props for being here. Can she get it done? It's crazy odds. I would assume the debuting teenager would be the underdog just based on maturity, honestly, just like time, experience, all that shit. Uh, Also, you've never been to the UFC, so I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I actually been kind of back and forth on this because I think we fade the exciting new toy, or sorry, yeah, the old toy for the new exciting thing, right? We do it all the time in MMA, and a lot of us can capitalize as the true underdog and make a lot of money. And if you saw 2024 into 25, like the transition of dogs, some of the biggest upsets, that's already happened. You know what I mean? This wouldn't be another
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean? This would just be a dime a dozen. Um, but some of these prospects do show up. And I've seen a lot of cappers enjoy Elise as well. Did a little bit of tape, and I like that she possesses a knockout. Let's just call it that in women's MMA. If you understand the assignment and you throw with enough power on the feet, or if the fight goes to the ground, you'll use those weapons like your elbows. It doesn't even need to be flush. They shell up, and literally the refs do, if anything, early stoppages too often. Just be repetitious with those elbows and get them out of there. Those body shots peppering off to the sides don't do shit. And I like Elise. She just seems to understand how to be more aggressive. So she's going to be my pick. I'll ride with her. But from a money standpoint, I'm interested in live odds of anything with her, because I think there is value in betting something on Rendon and also distance no here. Could be plus money, I'd imagine, probably plus 250. So some interesting things to look at. Now I'll finish off before going to lethal here on as far as props. Women's MMA will give you the craziest fucking method props. And it doesn't have to make sense, because if you look at their decision props, it's like negative this or plus that ever so slightly. But for Rose Namajunas and Miranda Maverick, like girls that could sometimes get a submission on the ground, they're like plus 1,800. So just please think about that when you're making a long shot this week, and think like women's MMA props. Is there anything that they're fucking messing up on? Because I swear I get women's knockouts and submissions ranging plus 1,000, plus 1,800 prop. And yeah, I'm going to get one of these days and just make you guys shit your pants with like what $5 parlay could look like. So anyways, take it away, Lethal.
Look, this fight fucking scared me, man. I didn't like it at all. I don't want to gamble on it. I don't really want to watch it. It's probably going to be when I'm going to take my dogs out for a fucking toilet break. I'm not interested. But with that being said, if I have to pick with the props, I've got Alice at or Elise at $1.66. I've got Montserrat Rendon at $2.23. This was a pick 'em for me, man. Honestly, I was so not interested. But to all the punters out there, I'm going to go to $2.23. I'm going to take I don't know. I'm actually going to say this out loud. I thought that was the Pereira sister from Karate Combat.
Nah, she literally, dude. Hold on, let's have this conversation here real
I
quick.
literally thought that was the same person. I literally
Listen to
thought it was
people, I
so.
got you.
I was very sort of that sort of made it exciting for me. When you told me just then, only a few moments ago, was it? That sort of just destroyed it. But even up to then, I had at least Piera because I was going by odds to win. But with that being said, I thought that was the Elise Piera that fucking was Alex's, because I know she joined with the UFC. I just didn't know when her debut was going to be.
All right,
She
Lethal, I
has signed a
got you, dog.
contract.
So let's have this conversation real quick, and let me just check the stream real quick. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the graphic of this so we can see that a little better.
I know she won Karate Combat. I know she was in negotiations. I'm pretty sure she got a contract with the UFC. I just didn't know. I thought this was that moment.
So Lethal, on the stream right now, I'm just letting you know. I got a
Yeah.
picture of Poetan and his sister. Okay, and I'm just telling you, they don't
No.
look the same at all. Poetan's
Okay.
sister looks like him with a wig. And that's the best way you
Okay.
can describe it. I'm sorry.
So look, okay,
They're
I'm
both
gonna
beautiful
say all
people.
the
I'm not
time.
saying they're like monsters, right? I mean, they are
I'm gonna say,
inside of an octagon, but you know what I'm trying to say, Lethal? Like, you
yeah.
cannot mistake it.
I,
I don't know where
I
you're
will.
seeing this.
I have never lied to anyone. I'll never lie to anyone on the punt because I don't want people to pump money on something that I don't have any understanding. I was punting on that being the sister Piera. If it's not, you know what? I'm going to sit back and say if I have to choose, I did go through the records. I did check them both out. I'm still not going to. I'm going to go with the Piera because she's just the better odds. But this is me going in with everyone knowing
I
I'm
like her
walking
striking.
in.
I'm picking her because she's got some power in her strikes, and it looks
In,
good
in
to
this
a judge.
particular fight, I'm definitely have to go in because I thought, and I was wrong. And you know what? I admit being wrong right now. Stetson.
All right, no problem. Moving up the card, we got.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Lethal.
All right, I'm here, brother.
Yeah. You good, bro? Take your time.
I've just got these two dogs. Two dogs, man. Anyway, you lead. I'm still here.
Okay, sure. We got Costa taking on Eldon Coria. I like Costa a lot. He's pretty proven. I mean, he's lost, but it's not like if you had any money on Costa, it's not like he was a complete letdown, man. He fought. He's a warrior. He's tough. I think he's only leveling up too. I think his time with Grasso, Diego, like iron sharpens iron, and I think they're a good team. I think they're good for each other. They keep everybody um, in their circle tight and kind of level up together. I respect that, and I think yeah, when you look at flyweights, it's kind of an interesting division, right? Because yeah, you got guys like Figueiredo, especially in his climb, where it's like, man, that guy's knocking guys out. Joshua Van, kind of a different build, right? Like, Van's just kind of one of those cool ones because he doesn't really have that build. If anything, Joshua Van should be an atom weight champion. That's what makes him a gangster at flyweight. Costa possesses that like really heavy power on the feet. He's always live for a knockout, and he's tough. He's game, and a lot of his leveling up is with Diego and training in that grappling. And when a fight gets tough, being able to recover. Costa, people like him because he's a good dog when he was fighting tougher opposition because he does recover well in that clinch. He's good about his knees, his elbows, but I think he gets it done with his striking. I think this one's on the feet, and it stays on the feet for the most part. Couple little exchanges, but I'd be surprised if it goes into the third round. But I'm going to take Costa by finish. What you got for me, Lethal? This is, by the way, like a
I,
lot of finishes again, right? Just like last week.
yeah, I actually haven't got this one by finish. I'm not too sure, but I know Costa lost against. I've got it down here. Borjaz and Erzik, right? Kevin Borjaz, who just lost his last fight, and he lost against Erzik. Um, I've got Costa. The odds aren't really good here. They're $1.23, so they pretty much got him as a firm favourite. I've got Aiden at $4.25. I
Yeah.
checked him out. You
So do
know,
you know what you could
look,
do? You could do Lethal too. Is just wait for live props because if you can ever get plus 4 or 500, if for any reason he's actually winning the fucking fight and Costa prop drops to being plus money, yeah, you could just write it out and say, hey, I'm going to make good money. My dog just barked. But you could also guarantee a cash out where if Costa went to plus money, plus 4 or 500 live prop, what did you just place? Because you could actually place another bet and guarantee making money versus rolling the dice. I have played that line a bit, and I've also started new parlays that way to guarantee, taking the next method or boost in my mind and pairing it up with a live prop that, damn, I hope that does happen, actually. I'll be even happier yet, regardless of a pick standpoint. But yeah, I agree with you.
I,
It's a good
I even
dog
had to
build to
go
beat
to red.
from money, but
Yeah, it's a great dog bet because I was looking at it, 10-1 record. But I'm just looking at the resume of Costa right now. I'm just like, uh, Jimmy Flick, for example. I'm a big Jimmy Flick fan. I always got him by sub, by the way. But you TKO Jimmy Flick. Um, I think Costa's got this. I don't think. Actually, I'm not going to say don't because I'm going to be positive. I'm not taking the $4.25 shot right now. I'm not pulling it out. I've got Costa by
I wouldn't do
honestly.
it by decision. I wouldn't expect them to do it
Yeah,
over 3 rounds, So I would open up
yeah.
method and do it by a finish, like a submission or a knockout. And those props, they'll pay extra crazy
I,
because the odds of it happening
they're
are
like,
so low. You might as
and
well
look,
do it by a
Mate,
finish
and
or
by
something.
decision
Double
huge
method.
because it's TKO, 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 TKO. It's half and half, 50% TKOs, 50% decisions, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
You could do
but
round
definitely,
specifics too, obviously, right? But thing is, he does kind of go back and forth. I love those prospects that just literally have like 11 knockouts all in the first round. It's like, all right, well now you look at round specific props. A lot of times bookies are getting better, but that used to be like an uncapped market where you do it for heavyweight fighters like Sergey and Tom Aspinall. But then I, of course, started playing Aspinall by finish, and same for Dubronx. You know, certain fighters you got to be extra safe because they'll get it done either fucking way, won't they? Um,
yeah.
Diego
I think
and
I've,
Silva
I've
are
got
two of those
I've got
tonight.
Costa by TKO, like you said, 2 or 3, or by decision for
Yep.
some stupid reason. But I'm definitely going. Oh, mate, I'm yeah.
All right, moving up the card, I got Zach Reese taking on Sergakis Dumas, as in dumbass. It is just too perfect how that word sounds and looks. But Dumas is somehow found his way to be a free fucking man to fight Zach Reese. This fight's gonna be also another finish. Reese has been really weird recently, but when he's on, he's on. It's always a first round sensational knockout or submission. You know, he's about it, but he also kind of a glass show at times. Dumas, he's not really obviously spending his time training as he should and staying out of trouble a bit. So
I know he's been training not to get raped. He's been training. He's been protecting his ass. He's been grappling, brother. He's been doing a lot of grappling. I tell you that. All good there, the grappling session, man. The people are going down for his fucking butthole. He fucking grappling or kneeing. So he must, his closed cinch, his closed knees, his inside clinch must be, and his tight grappling must be really, 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 really good right now. So I'll argue that, my friend,
well, no,
just
no,
as a few
actually,
jokes.
thanks for reminding me that Zach Reese is weird at times. Like he does have the ability to get a submission. Sure, he's got good BJJ, sure, but it's his like snapping power on the feet that I really like from him, and his ability to mix it. I think in his last couple fights, people have kind of fell off that bandwagon because he's been just kind of holding on and dragging out at times when he's the one that's behind and really needs to make a comeback, right? So I like Zach when he's after it in the first round. If the fight went into a third round, it's probably a really sloppy fight, and Dumas actually does have a chance in it to get a finish himself late in the fight. But he's got to be able to survive that first, second round storm from Reese. I'll probably take Reese to win in rounds 1 and 2 if I take him. But I like distance no here to be ultra uber safe because Reese can't take it, and you got to respect that. So what do you got, Lethal? Sorry,
Nice.
that was my transition. You, my
Right,
dog.
well, I'm taking the guy that's got $13.96 in his bank account. I'm taking the guy that just got fucking done. I'm taking the animal that just fucking is prowling. Right, I'm going to take the 223 because Zach Reese had a moment. His moment gone, dude. Zach who? Right, he was there, and now he's not. So I'm going to take. I'm going to take the fucking goddamn Crim coming out of jail with $13.96 in his wallet, with nothing to lose except getting 50K. So I'm going Dumas. I'm in by knockout.
He's been knocked out twice in the first round, which comes to be about almost 70% of his losses.
No,
And
this is totally not even. This is not even statistical. This is just about life for me.
here's
And
another
sometimes,
big, tall, rangy striker. All right, we'll see, dog. I'm gonna take Reese. I'm gonna take Reese by finish. Let's go.
I got Dumas, so that's live. I'm going to text you that when we're watching it. Go, my boy, got you again. Like Renat got your boy that morning, and
He
I
was
text you
really
straight away.
Renat fucked everybody though. You know what I mean? Because guess what? No one bet Renat by a knockout. And you know what the
No
best
one
part
had
about
to.
that fight was? I bet distance all over it. No, so because I knew Gustafsson would come out and get the knockout because I had him winning, right? So you don't always have to bet the fighter themselves to still cap on a method. But yeah, anyone who took Renat by a knockout prop, you probably got mad bread because everyone's surprised Renat is a decision merchant at the UFC at this level. Sorry to say. And also that's in front of His Majesty, which shows you why he mostly fights over there, right? So, all right, we got one more fight to move up to here. Nope, sorry, just a couple more on the prelims here. We got Aguilera taking on Luis Gurulu. Jesus is actually not a bad. Was he a dog? Okay, not anymore. Not on Tapology. At some point, I thought someone said he was the underdog, and I was like,
Who's the underdog?
Well, yeah, Tapology has it 80 to, 4
Well,
5 to
Aguilera.
Gurulu. So Aguilar is the favorite, and it's because Aguilar is a very strategic striker.
Are you kidding? I've got him here. Aguilera to fucking just win at $3 to 1.
Do that.
He's the long shot here, brother.
Yeah, do that. I'm not looking at.
I did do it.
Now I'm just talking from Tapology.
No, I'm talking
Aguilera. He's like fucking chopping kick merchant. He very much reminds me of Chris Gutierrez. Just a stocky little fucking penguin with just some little power kicks that just sting and crack the piss out of your fucking shins and your legs. And then they fuck you up with their hands. So, yeah, I'm going to take Aguilera to get the fight done. I think he wins it. But I've heard some people mention Gurulu, and yeah, he's live. He's live for a finish. But Jesus is technical, rangy. I think he's going to open up with leg kicks and work his way later in this fight and get it done. For many reasons, I kind of want to stay away from distance on this one. But I could see the Muay Thai man over there getting his shit done with a knockout if he did win. So it's another one of those, if you do take the dog, consider by a finish. Might pay you extra crazy. All right, moving up the card. Unless you got anything else for me, Lethal.
No, like Aguilera all day, brother.
Okay.
The only two people who lost against was Ty and fucking Matisto. Esther, like, there's only two losses. He's like Aguilera all day, and him being the long dog. Like I said, he's 3-1 in Australia, $2.75. $100 gets you $275.
He's a great dog prop. And you want money line with him because he's weird.
Yeah,
he does get decisions too.
All day.
All right, cool. Moving up the card. Take it away, my brother. Tatiana or Amanda Lemos? Who do you got?
Yeah, very interesting fight.
Finally a fucking Noche-worthy fight, right?
yeah, very interesting.
Hey, we got there, dog. It only took us 40 minutes of shooting our shit to get there, dude. We got finally a Noche fight.
We got a fight. We got a fight, and a very interesting fight as far as props. So I'm going to throw the props here first, right? So in Australia, the props are $1.23 for Suarez, just to win. So there's no props on the win. You got to find a method here, right? But for Lemos, just to win this fight, $4.35. So $100 gets you $435. I found that interesting, considering that her last loss was to Jandiroba, but she beat Mackenzie Dern. She lost by decision to Weili Zhang.
Yeah.
Decision to Weili Zhang.
Yep.
Like at $4, $100 would get you $470. I find that a fucking crazy prop. I'm just throwing that out there now. We all know about Suarez, right? Sean Strickland talked all about her fucking little ADD, like whatever she is. She's a cool chick. She's a wrestler. She's a grinder. She's going to do it. I'm going Suarez on this fight. But I'm saying I'm putting some side money over here on that 435 prop. Mackenzie Dern's fighting for the title next, literally, against Jandiroba.
I could see Mackenzie Dern getting fucking just pieced up with a big ass alien head. Like, you know how they do that? They just swell up and become a fucking
Yeah,
rugrat, and her still winning
like a
because the
Boogie
UFC
Woman.
wants it so bad. It'd be like
But yeah,
the Wei Lee fight with
so
Joanna.
I'm taking Suarez. I'm taking Suarez on this fight, but I am telling you, at nearly $4.35. So I'm going to put that $100 that I just talked about. I am going to put that on, old mate, because I think her resume is pretty fucking cool, man. The losses aren't too bad. The wins are great. You know, she beat Marina Rodriguez, Angela Hill, Michelle Waterson by sub. Lost by decision to Weili Zhang. Beat Mackenzie Dern. Won by decision. Like, she stood there. She's done it. 435. I am putting a sly one there. But yeah, on my legend parlay, I'm taking Suarez, mate. The wrestling, the
Yeah.
aggression,
Well, let me
the
just summarize it real quick too. In addition, losing to Andrade back in 22 is not bad because Andrade was kind of a gangster at that time.
yeah.
The only like bad loss before that you could truly say for her was the loss to Smith in 17, right? But yeah, Lemos has leveled up, and it really took getting all the way to the Magnum and Wei Lee, and also Jandiroba, which we know is a gangster too. Fucking absolute. She's like Jandiroba's like the Hams out of women, you know, MMA. Like
Yes,
she just
yes.
gets motherfuckers down and chokes them on the ground, and she looks the part.
And it's Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern for the title fight,
I
for the
I know
vacant
that. I'm
belt.
just saying, like, in terms of Amanda Lemos, the losses she has -1, you can't really scoff at, right? Those are three very primary excusable losses against top levels of opposition. Now,
Yeah.
what I think's different is Lemos is kind of doing her thing with the division, and Tatiana hasn't quite been able to prove that she's still there, right? She showed up against the best, but losing to the best doesn't really make you fall in line. So this is a good gut shot.
No.
Like, this is either going to be our make or break for any Tatiana fans, really. It's also upsetting that she's the one fighting once again before Patchy comes back, right? So it's like she's got more activity out of her loss versus who just went for a title fight versus Patchy, who just had a bad debut and didn't do shit. Um, so yeah, I think there's a lot of emotional factors that also rest with Tatiana and pressure to show up and get this one to see and prove that she should have came back, right? And Lemos is kind of on that final push. I think that Lemos is very live at plus money here. I would also just consider, you know, look at some of these finish props and keep an eye on live props. If Tatiana starts wrestling Amanda, because let's just say it, Tatiana absolutely should have several takedowns in this fight. Even if she's losing, what happens in the exchanges and the scrambles, and Lemos is live on the feet and gets actually more strikes and damage off in this fight, don't be surprised if the judging is weird and Tatiana starts to. It could be a 1-1, but the live props could be like plus 400 Lemos. That's live as fuck, also. Like, just consider live props in these fights. So, anyways, you're taking Tatiana. That's my pick as well. But I'm going to very much so keep an eye on Lemos. Because it was
All
a
day.
very back and
All
forth for
day.
me also, but she's live. But all right, moving up the
All
card.
day you got to keep it. That is a crazy prop. Everyone
Yep.
that's watching this, keep an eye on that fucking prop, whether it's live, whether it's before it. It is a big prop. It is, you got to look at the resume of Lemos. Really got to look at it. I'm not Lemos, fucking,
Yeah, Amanda Lemos.
where am I? Yes. And then you just got to check it, but check out the $4.35 prop.
All right.
Check it out, and let's go.
Yep, let's move up the card here. I actually don't mind this one either. This is to me a little bit more what I was
I like
expecting to
this.
see, this and better at the very least on the Noche prelims. So the last two fights, they're kind of bringing us back to a Noche card. Um, you got Claudio taking on Jaquim. I think it's this, man. I think that Claudio, unless he does something really soy as fuck with his jiu-jitsu on the ground, he's dead. I think Silva's gonna fuck him up. I think he's gonna be scooting around on the ground like a dog that has worms, scooting his fucking ass on the octagon, chasing Silva, and Silva's just gonna be telling him to get back up on his feet so I can knock you the fuck out. I think we see that twice and then it happens.
I totally agree. You know what? Last week we disagreed on a lot of fights. This week we're sort of going sort of together. I've got Perez on this fight. I got him by TKO, or just for a win for my legend card. But if you want to make money,
Jaquim,
I got him TKO, and his TKO props here only $3.50 to 1.
you got
You know,
Silva.
so they're pretty much yeah.
Okay.
I got no Perez.
Yeah, I got Silva.
Oh, you got Silva.
Yeah.
I got Perez.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I
Okay.
would take him by submission prop if the prop's high enough. But yeah, I wouldn't take him by anything else. I think it's Claudio gets it done on the ground with his BJJ, or Silva finishes him with the striking.
So Silva beat Clay Weirder by sub. Chris Grutamir by sub, Jordan Levitt by decision, Marcos Mariana by decision. His last two losses are to Dan Hooker and Farid Ziam.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you gotta go the other dude. I'm picking fucking my dude, Pules. I've got you on this one. There's another text I'm gonna send you during the fucking fight scam. Another one I'm
Please
gonna
do it.
taunt you with.
Please do
There's
it
another one I'm
because
gonna
because
I'm gonna
just
send you.
because just because you said that Renat was gonna win, in no way were you telling me what he was gonna do striking with Gustafsson, right? We talked about wrestling. We talked about a completely different fight than you predicted. So once again, Renat surprised the world, including you and me, because it was a knockout that he just simply does not do. He's a
Hey, the
decision
knockout
purchase.
surprised me. The win didn't surprise me. The win I was sort of in because again the props are at 3 to 1 for Renat here. Win, lose or draw,
Yeah.
the props are 3 to 1. So just for a win, I was happy with the knockout. I wish I took, but
And
dude,
that's just it.
I'm
Vegas is
so
sitting there like, oh, thank God no one believes in this guy getting a knockout because we could have just paid a lot of money. So, anyways, we hammered distance. So, from a money standpoint, even if he's texting me happy that he picked out a really old ass wizard to show up and fight and still win, um, which does happen, right? We know Johnson's around, right? Um, but anyways, just because those old dogs hit doesn't mean your boy over here is
okay. You
losing. We love distance props. We love knockouts on certain fights. So easy work. Hope you make some money. Hope you get your picks right, Lethal. But I gotta go Silva. Let's move up the card. Got Jose Medina taking on Dusko. I fucking laughed
Oh,
so hard. I laughed so hard at this fight because this doesn't deserve to be on this card. Up this high in the prelims, especially kind of weird. Maybe this isn't the right order and Tapology has it fucked up, but if this is the right order, that's disgraceful. The women's MMA bout's a better headliner. Anyways, Dusko's kind of weird. He had some fans at some point because he's kind of all about it on the feet. Started getting cracked, started getting beat up, and he kind of lost that, right? Whereas to Medina, he doesn't really excel in any of these departments, but he's very fucking tough. And whenever you think of a fighter being tough, that means the fighter's losing. That means the fighter's not having a good time in there. Now, some fighters are so tough that they eat something they shouldn't and catch their opponents out and get a counter knockout or something crazy. But I gotta go just be really honest. This fight's a clusterfuck. I see it actually being a finish, which is weird because Medina, you don't normally do that with him as much. But Yeah, I'm gonna take Dusko. I think neither guy good enough to be here though.
I hated this fight. It was the second stupid fight that I didn't want to gamble on. Do you know when we talked about it before the pod, we sort of went, we pick every fight, but some fights we shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like this is one of them. But I am going to say how Dusko is going to win this fight. He'll win it by durability. Literally, he'll win it by durability. Uh, I see this fight going to points by Dusko. I don't see it finishing this fight. I see it being a boring fight. Both on 3 lost win streaks each, so that's the only thing you got going for you. They both had their last 3 fights. They've both lost their last 3. So basically, Dana put loser against loser
Yep.
because you can't kill everyone off his fucking roster. He needs fighters,
I think
but
both
it's
of these
about the.
guys understand that if they don't do something to keep their contract after tonight, they're gone.
So you're going cat in the corner. Someone is going to come out and do something special because if either of them, if someone even wins this fight by decision, I think they're both gone.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I was
Yeah,
mentioning like Dusko, he was pretty well known for his stood up, stand up. He's tough, could give it,
yeah.
take it, and he kind of just lost that, started losing, right, and that's where he's at. Medina, I don't think he really excels in any area, so it's going to be weird to see a strategy from his corner. Like, do we try to take this fight down to the ground? Because Dusko's physical enough that he's going to out wrestle. So the pace of this fight, I don't see it going in Jose's favor at all. Where how tough is he? Because I'm not saying Dusko's a better striker than previous opponents that tried to put Medina out, but I don't know. He's kind of like that perfect storm where he's got the power and can throw from the pocket with these like big, powerful looping hook shots. Um, I think that's all it takes. I think that's all it takes. So I think Medina's live to get knocked out, but I'm never gonna bet that because I do
Yeah.
respect how much his
It's a
chin was made by the equator. It's just a different one.
brother. I agree with you. It's a stupid fight. It's a punter's disaster. It's a fight that you can't count on. And since I can't count on it, and I can't understand, like you said, I don't even understand why it's that high up in the prelims. But I'm going Dusko just out of pure durability and experience. How's that sound?
Same.
Put 2 losers in a cage
Yep.
on a 3-fight losing streak, both of them fighting for their contract.
Yep.
There might be an animal and there might not be an animal. They might point fight each other to the end.
All right. Moving on.
Literally sit back and go, we're not even going to touch each other. Or they might go in, like you're thinking, we're going to go in and fight for our life. Let's see what happens. I don't think anyone understands what fighting for their life means. So uh, let's see whether they go in and point fight and think whether Dana gives them the contract with a decision. Uh, but yeah, I'm going this to fucking decision, dude. I don't see this going anywhere. I'm going
All
point
right.
fighting versus TKO
Hey, let's move up the
or
card.
submission.
We got a lot of shit to cover still on this card. But yeah, no, I got you. You got decision. I got maybe a really weird, awkward knockout because to your point that we both concluded on, if they don't do something impressive, they're probably both out of there, right? So we agree. All right, moving up the card, we got Santiago Luna taking on Kwang Lee. A lot of hype on Luna. Pretty good. Think he's about it. And it's pretty near even odds, right? The difference is you have the debuting fighter. It's always hit and miss. I love that it's Noche. I love that he's representing Mexico. I think he's gonna get the crowd fucking buzzing after that last fight, which if it goes to decision, probably not, right? So this guy might burst, bring some life into the arena again. I think Luna will be here for a minute. He's only 21 years in age. 12-year youth advantage I think his speed and cardio and pressure would be too much for Quang Lee, and I think he gets it done. What do you got for me, Lethal?
Okay, so I'm going Kwong Lee. I'm going to pick a method here, and I sit on the fence like I sometimes do in high behind props. Kwong Lee by sub.
Yeah, his last fight out was a sub as well.
Yeah.
Most
And
of
many
it's been
subs.
on. Yeah.
Many subs. Many.
No, I'm saying in his record, right? He won his last fight by sub, but then look, got knocked
Uh,
out, lost
and
to a
then he won
decision,
3,
won by a
and then
knockout. Look at won by a knockout, won by a knockout. So I know that he has a lot of subs on his record, but what I have to respect is the levels of opposition change a lot from your regional shit to UFC. And I think someone like Luna very likely is going to have a gunfight with him. I know the strategy from Kwang Lee's team should be to get it to the ground. I just probably for myself, I wonder what your prop for knockout and submission would look like as well, because if that's just as
minus
flat,
$7.
you have to respect it.
They're $7. I've got them live now, so that's what I'm checking up here.
All right, cool.
So yeah. So I got it for $7 for a submission, and $7 for a Kwong
Hey,
Lee.
good
So
idea
he's
too,
even
by the way.
Stevens.
Good idea, by the way, just because I want to be able to like transition screens and have you see what I'm looking at so we can keep on pace and stuff. Use your tablet or your television or something and get the stream pulled up, and that way um, you can kind of see what we're talking about on my purview if you want. That'd be, I think, just something we could try if you want to sometime.
Wow, guys, my boy's just having a go at me. Dude, I'm renovating my room. Give me an. I've got
No,
a
no, no, no,
puppy. Just
no.
give
I was thinking about that from like you know what I mean. You have the ability to, because
7 weeks ago.
like you gotta understand. I
Yeah.
got you on this screen. I'm pulling up the shit here, and then I have the stream here, and I'm thinking like if I'm
I've
trying
only
to,
got you in a little picture like this. You're about this big.
yeah.
And then, but I got this screen, and I got me. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Good.
Trust me,
Well,
it's going to be
I
the
was just
best
thinking of
people.
it openly so that you could like if I'm transitioning screens and I'm ready to move on to the next fight, you could kind of see it too, and we wrap up. That's like my cue to wrap up kind of thing maybe, so we can get through this.
Well, we could have wrapped up before you started destroying me, MMA Toad.
No, Lethal. You're taking it as a jab, and I'm taking it as from a quality
I'm
stance.
not.
We're an hour into this, and we're not out of the
We
prelims.
do it as having a banter and taking the piss. I acknowledge it, brother. I'm
Yeah,
working
no,
on
it's
it.
just like quality production shit, my brother. Nothing, no jab at you.
All
I'm
day.
thinking openly, and it's smart. You do that. Let's get a tablet or your PC or something going for you, and you can kind of transition and see and
You
follow
said you were
along
going
with
to,
me.
you said you were going to sneak. I was going to give you my codes for my PC, and you're going to make it a supercomputer.
Yeah, I know. We don't get time that much. You know what I mean, right now. So,
Turn my computer into a supercomputer.
all right, let's get into this next one, Lethal. We got Alexander Andrews taking on Diego Ferreira. Hernandez is
Look,
kind of one of those guys. He's streaking. He's coming back. He's looking better, but I like Diego a lot. Hernandez, again, I think he's a great dog. I'm not saying like, you know, oh, he's a slight favorite. Yeah, no, then he absolutely isn't worth it. Like at dog money, Hernandez I like, but nah, Diego is a slight underdog. I take that all day. I got Diego. Who do you got? I got like Diego. He's I don't know. He's a good complete fighter, I'd say.
I've got Hernandez. Again, I guess we're going against each other again this week. I've got Hernandez.
Split because we've had a
Um,
lot of the same ones too earlier in the card.
yeah, but I'm just saying on this one, I'm sort of going like I saw his last fight, and it wasn't because he beat Chase Hooper, who can't stand up like fucking jack shit, man. He's like a goddamn. My fucking puppy could beat Chase Hooper in a stand-up fight. I was just saying what I saw in Hernandez in that last fight, and the turnaround's pretty quick. So he's got that fire in him. He's on fire. He's got that adrenaline. He knocks someone out. He hasn't felt it. He's on a 3-fight win streak, bro. Like, we keep on forgetting, like, he did disappear, but he's been slowly working his way back. He's decided to shut his fucking mouth. He decided to not insult people and go to fucking training and fucking go to the gym. And I think he might have turned into the man and the Hernandez that we all thought the prospect that he was going to be is going to be. So I'm taking Hernandez, taking out the old dog. I think he's on fire. I think the momentum of his last fight, even though, again, I will say this, he did beat Chase Super, who's not an all-round fighter, but I think Chase Super's ground game destroys. I think Chase Super beats Diego Ferreira, put it that way. I think what Hernandez did to Hooper was the old school. That was the cowboy Hernandez. Not that I want to hear those insults again against anyone, but that was the person that I saw back then, and I think he's got it back in him. I've got Hernandez all day by finish by TKO.
All right. Sounds good, brother. All right, moving up the card. Into the fucking main card finally. Calvin Gastelum taking on Dustin Stultzfels. Dustin, he's a fun one on the feet. He likes to get crazy. He's quite explosive. People forget, man. You know, he can like kind of surprise his opponents, but Calvin's just one of those meat and potato Mexicans that just can eat sandwich after fucking sandwich after sandwich after sandwich. And I was making a joke earlier. I wish instead we had Marvin Vittori and Gastelum and a Hell in a Cell where there was unlimited rounds until either men knocked each other out. Because he's just got such a fucking tough chin, dude. His face eats a lot of fucking shit. So, anyways, Dustin, he is crazy. He could get crazy. It'd be sad if Calvin Gastelum lost his like legacy chin to Dustin. But I gotta go Gastelum. He's been looking a little better, and yeah, I think he's just a little bit further above Dustin despite declining in his reign and his time in UFC.
All right, interesting. So I love picking the long shots, and I love the old dogs. You know me, man. I'm a loyalist. I'm 52, so I've been watching this shit. I hate seeing. I'm done with Gastelum. Okay, I'm done. Whatever you're doing, don't. If you're broke, you should have fucking sorted your shit out with all the coin you had. I'm going to take Stoltz by TKO, round 2. I'm done. I'm not backing him. And you can be in front of. I'm just out. I think he's too old. I literally believe this, that he's not. He's just doing this for the cash. It's done. That Izzy fight was the moment. That Izzy fight is never going to get out of his head. It wouldn't get out of my head. That
Just
broke
so
him.
you know, 90% of Tapology is voting for Gastelum, so that'd be crazy.
I know. You know what? That once makes me Magic Brother. That's why I nearly got to the end last week. So fuck Tapology. Fuck everyone. I'm going Stoltz on this one. If anything, it will end up Gastelum by points.
I know.
I'm not even excited about this fight.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying, like, I think it is Gastelum by points. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really excited about this fight. It didn't interest me.
I'm not excited about this card, Lethal. This card sucks fucking ass. Right? But we got a couple okay fights here and there. But we just got to get to it.
Yep, and then next one. So I'm Dustin, you're Gastelum.
Yep. Moving up the card, I'm taking Jared Gordon, taking on Rafa Garcia.
Done.
Gordon's been fucking hoed so much of his career. He's so much better than his record and his ranking. He's good.
Yeah. This one's a short one.
All right.
Ball versus school again. Jared Gordon. I thought he beat Paddy Pimblett. I literally did.
Yep.
I'm not being. I'm a Paddy fan. I got Paddy shit everywhere.
I will say this now. If they fought each other again, Paddy would fuck him up.
Yep. Now, but back then,
yeah.
too little,
with a broken foot.
But he's evolved since then. He's evolved since that fight. He got himself better. He's a better fighter. This would probably go to decision as well. I don't even see this going to the end. I see this being a grinding and clinching.
Actually, I don't even
Yeah.
mind Gordon's striking, honestly.
No, I find it boring. I find
I'm
Gary.
saying I'm not partial for it. I'm not saying that I'm excited to watch Gordon and oh man, I'm hammering his knockout prop. But what I mean is he does have random moments in his fights, like
yeah,
you know what I mean.
nah.
He could surprise his opponents. Look at the Bobby Green fight. You know what I mean? Like he can really pop somebody and be like, "What the fuck?" You know?
Let's not even talk about Bobby Green. He changed his name because he thought he was a king. The cunt's a queen. So let's fucking stop talking about that, right? Fuck that shit. I hate fucking, that most pretentious thing I've ever seen. I don't mind Bobby Green. I've got gloves of him and that, but what a dick. So let's not mention anyone that changes his name to fucking King. All right, you're the king of fucking nothing, you fucking wanker. So shut the fuck up, Bobby Green. Anyway, that's my today's fucking pitch on wankers that change their name and they're absolutely fucking nobody. Done. No more King Bobby Green. You're just Bobby Green.
So
Anyway,
can Gene Silva be Lord Silva?
fuck that shit because Lopes is destroying that dude.
Okay, but that's my point then. So you don't have a thing against Green. You're gonna have You're gonna have it against other people that do the same shit with their names, right?
Yeah, yeah. So but no, Lord Silver didn't change his surname. Bobby Green literally changed his surname to King. That's a
I know that.
fucking,
I just thought you meant like
that's
calling
fucking,
someone actual king or god, if that at all
yeah,
offended you,
what a
although that wasn't his
wanker.
surname.
Nah, what a wanker. I'm totally out.
All right.
Fuck you, Bobby Green. Change your name. But yeah, done. Jared Gordon wins this fight.
Well,
Uh,
I'm gonna speak for the record. I'm actually cool as fuck with Bobby, and we talked quite a bit. Showed him some
yeah, I know.
cards. He's
I
gonna
know.
sign them. So ignore this asshole, Bobby. Much love, dude. Appreciate you, dog. Yeah, much love. Sweet. All right,
Bobby
moving up the
Green.
card.
I've got signed gloves and cards by you. But you shouldn't change your name. You should have just been Bobby Green because unless you actually are the king, you're the king of nothing. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, we got Rob Font taking on Devin Martinez. Yeah, I like Rob Font. His opponent got changed last second. That part sucks. Martinez, tough shoes to follow. I think Font's been quite proven. Some impressive levels of opposition, and people forget, man, he's got power. Rob Font absolutely has significant power in his hands if he gets into the right kind of gunfight. So I don't really care on method for this one myself, but Rob Font by choice and pick, yeah, I'll take him. What do you got?
Mate, look, it's an even Steven round over here. Rob Font had a great fight. He beat Ty. He's all good. He thinks he's on fire. I think he's on fire. But I've actually got David on this one. I've got old mate. I think Rob Font. I hate to say the word done because it's such an insulting thing to say because no one's fucking done.
Well,
But
I mean,
human body gets tired. You get what you needed. I
lethal.
know I only go to work every day to earn a certain amount of money. Once I get that certain amount, after that, I sort of not concentrating here anymore and I'm concentrating there. I think Rob Font is on fire, but he's a old school generation. He's not an old school like we grew up with this shit. He's one of the second generation old school fighters. Um, I don't think he's getting this done. If he does, if this fight's going by decision. I find it being I'm telling you, there's a good name there, but again, there's some great fights, but I think this is going to be another boring fight. I think Rob Font should use his jiu-jitsu. Finally, maybe that would be fucking awesome to see. But bar that, I've got Rob Font winning this fight. I'm not winning this fight. I've got David winning this fight. I think Rob Font will lose this fight by points.
I see it happening completely different, Lethal, but that's all right. That's your prediction, and I respect it.
Yep.
I'm going to take Rob Font. I think he gets it done. Could see ourselves to a finish here. I think at the end of the day, Rob is active, and he's active against all recognizable names. Let's go through his last 5 fights since
Yeah, the
2023,
resume is
which is pretty
amazing.
active. We got a win over Adrian Yanez by knockout. Then you got lost to Corey Sandhagen, which is a decision, so that's 15 minutes with Sandhagen. Then we got a decision
Absolutely.
with Figueiredo. That's a year and 9 months ago. Figueiredo's a fucking monster. You got a win over Phillips by decision, and you got a win over Masamento by split decision. To me, Rob Font, I know he's up there in age. There's plenty of them in the UFC at this point that reach their late and mid 30s and still pop off. I'm not that impressed with David's level of opposition. He's got to prove himself to me. Rob Font's a beautiful test. It shoots him up the rankings. They're really laying this kid up. David has a great opportunity to just burst into the rankings and the scene and maybe get a nice 50K bonus. But man, Rob Font is a huge hurdle. I can't respect it. I got to go with Rob Font on this one. So, you got anything else for me on this
But,
one?
nah, I'm all good. I'm sticking with who I am. I think he just barely got through that. I'm all good. I'm all good, man. I'm not going Rob Font.
Okay.
I'm out. I'm taking another longie, and it's not much of a long shot. It's like $2.13 to $1.72. It's a flip. So yeah, I'm definitely I'm not Rob Font on this one.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Moving up the card here, we got Diego Lopes taking on Gene Silva. This is honestly the thing that's helping me get to the finish line this week because not excited for the Noche card, but this is one of the most important fights to me all year in terms of like, well, really big Diego fan, big collector of his, big part of me going to 300 in combination of Poatan and Gaethje and some big legendary nights. But I was so excited to be in the crowd during the prelims and sat there on the hotel mirror with a marker writing up all my favorite bets. And I loved hammering Diego by finish. And he absolutely came out. Seeing him in person, seeing him through the screen, I don't care that he didn't lose, didn't win the belt against Volkanovski. That's still going the distance with the featherweight GOAT. Looked really good. Now he does fight a completely different threat in this fight. Volkanovski, he's a bruiser, but like Silva's a blitzkrieg. What's going to happen with Silva is, well, he's not going to look like wine as the fight ensues. I think Silva very live in those first 2 rounds, but funny enough, so is Diego. Diego actually fades quite a bit going into his third rounds, and well, now you got a 25-minute fight. And it's an interesting test because once like Volkanovski and Diego, which Diego has the best 25-minute experience of by far, right? that
Boom.
makes me feel very
Fucking
good
boom.
about
Yeah.
this fight if it doesn't go the way we think it should. Like I know Diego's going to be there live for me all 25 minutes. But I will admit one thing as a Diego fan, but I first want you to give your pitch just so that you're not thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. But
Okay.
yeah.
So if we're on the same wavelength, if we're thinking the same thing, and again, people, before this, we had we chat. My son-in-law came in, right? Yeah, right. So this is what he said. Someone that doesn't watch this, so I'm actually going to say something that he said to everyone out here, from a very casual that just follows the fights with me and asks me one question: who's fighting this weekend? I said Silva Lopez. And he goes, what's the odds? I said, Lopez 3-1. He went, you're fucking kidding. You're kidding because he just lost against the Volk. Now, I'm going to let everyone hold you with that. Remember that statement from a casual that doesn't do what we do, Toad, that just watches the fights. Is he 3-1 because he just lost It didn't lose by fucking knockout, by decision, in a 5-round fight against the Volk. The Volk, which is now going to be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Volk's actually on my Rushmore, so.
yeah. So he lost in the decision against the Volk. The odds are 3-1 against Lopes. Firstly, I'm not going to talk about Silva now. Lopes, fuck the Volk fight. That was a great fight. Well done for even getting in the cage, and well done for fucking handling the Volk for 5 rounds. That cunt's a machine. Secondly, you're a machine. Thirdly, I think this boy on now I'm going to go on this side. This boy's on Silva. You're all good. He's showing you woof, 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 woof. You know, whatever. I'm not buying into it. I'm not believing in it. I think those guys hype themselves so far up their own assholes that they think they're invincible. There's levels to this game. Love Bryce Mitchell, but John Silva, the last fight was Bryce Mitchell. You promoted that fight. It wasn't the fight that won you. It was you promoted it. Yeah, so Lopes, here's my prop. By submission. By submission. Lopes is going to fucking not stand up. He's going to learn against the Volk. He will learn against a guy that is explosive and fast. And he will realize, I'm hoping he realizes, Lopes realizes, I'm good everywhere, but I'm really great here.
That everyone's hoping, everyone, I think naturally would hope that Diego's plan would be to be smart like Hamzat in the sense of like you're gonna have so much pressure on this guy in the wrestling grappling
Yeah.
department, BJJ on the ground that Diego should really just come in, cross the void, be patient of course, like but you're at range, right? Set your shit up, work on the kicks early, etc. Diego does this, and this is what I wanted to make sure that you and I weren't both going to replicate and say, because I'm a big Diego fan, as you know, believer. I mean, look at, I'm showing some love in many ways right now. And I will say this Diego is one of these BJJ guys that fell in love with the knockout. He got to be part of the best card in the entire existence of
Yes.
MMA history, and he got one of
He's
those
going to go back.
early knockouts, and he got to jump the cage, get recognized by Trump, be there, Dana, have that amazing memory, and he loves. Ever since transitioning with Grasso's team, picking up in his striking department, he's fell in love with it. And I'm going to say this Silva's the kind of guy that you should respect not being on the feet with as much as you can when you are able to mix it. And what I fear with Diego is not only that, he's in love with the knockout. And so he might want to prove a statement and swing with Silva. The thing that I do fear about Diego is he's very long in stature. He's got a long body. And I know Silva could really easily dig to the body and rip head and like fuck Diego up in these gunfights because Diego comes very wide and he likes to use his core, all that frame, and have all that zap in his fucking hooks. And there's a lot of momentum and movement and propulsion in these hooks, but it slows them down just a tad. And I will say this: if Silva waits for that and counters it up the middle with like an uppercut, my boy, my beloved Diego, could very well go to sleep. Silva possesses that power; it's in his overhands. Diego, I think, would do himself many things to be smart and not chase star power. You have that already. Be strategic and fight to fight long. You know what I mean? You're already 30 years old, but we feel like we're just getting you up here, right? And Silva's up there, and he's got a few years of youth and is pretty fresh, all things considering. Diego has fought top level of prospect and top level of the GOAT of all time of featherweight, right? So this is a much bigger test for Silva than it is for Diego. But I think Diego could restore a lot of aura back by stealing Silva's and be part of the chapter book that is Fighting Nerds. This is the fourth and final chapter, and from there we're gonna adopt nerds and have many more. But this was like the starting quad group, right? So I would love for Diego to be part of that history, but more than anything, as a fan of him, I want him to be up there in that conversation further with Mavzar, because I want him to run that fight back with Mavzar more than anything. And a loss to Silva pushes them lower than that in the rankings. So I want Lopes to be up there. Whenever Volk's done with that fucking belt, it's going back to Diego. That's the hope. That's the dream. Silva's definitely a top contender right now that we don't have
Sure.
Ilya. I personally would have
There's
loved to seen Ilya and Silva, two stockier, shorter, absolute fucking bruisers with the hands, with killer jiu-jitsu. The other thing to mention with Silva is he's got all this power, and his opponents are often moving their heads and putting that shit down.
brother.
He has got a killer ninja choke. So I'm just gonna.
Don't
That's
be
my flowers. That's all the flowers I wanted to give Silva. As I do respect his finish, but ultimately I got Diego and I got him by a submission or knockout. I took him by finish at plus 340. So that's pretty good prop.
So let's talk about quickly before we end, because everyone, we're at the final fight. Thank you for hanging in. But I'm going to say this. Silva's very emotional about this fight. If you saw the embedded part, or, you know, if you watched the thing, he cried watching his first poster. And do you know what he did say? Everyone said I couldn't get here, but I'm here now. Actually, you're not here anywhere. You're just there. You're there. But you're not there. Guess who was just there? That's called Lopes, who just fought the Volk. He was in the same position as you were.
It
But
could be. It
Lopez
could also do to be like respectful. Like Noche being the main event for him is still like a huge milestone, and that
that's fine. But what I'm saying here, this is not about respect. This is about mentally walking into a fucking fight. Oh, mate, this is his first time. It's my first poster. Ooh, bells and whistles for Silva. Lopes has done this many, many times. He just went and fought for the belt. That is the bells and whistles. Fighting at Noche is not the fucking bells and whistles. Fighting for the belt is the bells and whistles. I think Silva might come in there a bit emotional. I think Lopes is going to use all that experience he gained from the Volk, because Volk gave him something. He gave him a loss, but he gave him something. He gave him knowledge. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to throw it out there. There are no finishes in this fight. It's going to 5 rounds.
Yeah,
Throw that one in there.
I gotta finish. I could see Diego or Silva getting it done in the first 3 rounds.
I don't see that.
They're both very aggressive out the gates and then fade from what we've
I
seen.
see one person fighting after losing a belt, and I see one person fighting because he got his poster on a name. I see both people coming in and playing with each other like kittens for 2 rounds at least. At least 2 rounds. I don't see anything crazy going on in the first 10 minutes of this fight.
Yeah, there's just too much clips of Diego being a fucking gun in the first round. It's hard to fade that.
Yeah. I see them both sort of sitting back. This is both their moment. This is mental. This is not even about odds, or this is one person trying to move forward, and this is one person who's trying to recover. I don't know who's going to come in. Silva comes in with the woof, woof, woof. He says he transforms into a soldier. He does all of this stuff. He fights like that. I don't know whether he's going to try and do that this time. I don't know. I don't know whether this fight. I've got Lopes because of the odds and everything.
But this,
And I think
I'm
I've got
enticed
Lopes.
with distance now in this fight.
Yeah, and I've got Lopes.
Like round 4, no, could be a prop that I look at if it pays good enough. I'm just saying, like, I actually do respect it. I know it's weird because we just saw Diego go 25 minutes, but it's against
Yeah,
Volkanovski. He's just a different breed.
absolutely. Like, you stood there. If I stood there with Volk for 25 minutes and lost by decision, I win, even though I lost. If that makes sense, the confidence that would
Yeah.
have given me, the loss wouldn't have destroyed me. It would have been the confidence it gave me
The
that
only
I can
thing that you
actually
can
do it.
also fade Diego with is like, well, look at Islam's kick on Volk in the fight 2, and look at Ilya's fucking hands on Volk, right? And then you can
Yeah,
assess that power to Diego's. But at the end of the day, Ilya is Ilya
and I
Taporia,
believe,
and
and being a Volk fan, I believe
Makhachev
Volk
is
came up
Makhachev.
too early. He, I
Okay,
believe Volk would win out of 10 fights against Ilya. I believe Volk would win 4, Ilya wins 6.
I think that's fair.
Is that fair?
I'd probably do 7-3. I'd spruce it up
Yeah.
one more for Ilya.
Against Islam, I reckon 7-3
Yeah.
against Islam. Volk will win 3 fights. Islam will win 7.
Well,
I do believe
in
that.
his last fight, he was the one of 16. He was the first to ever come back after the age of 35 to win back his belt. So, what
Yeah.
would actually be really cool for Silva is, I think, if and the UFC set it up this way, sure. Um, just how good is Diego Lopes? What a nice milestone for him as well, because Silva is a fucking brute. It's just that, well, Lopes respectfully made 25 minutes with Volk. How would Silva pair up? Well, if Silva pulled the upset here, that is a matchup I'd absolutely love to see.
Mate,
Movzar is not active. I don't want to reward people who don't want to take fucking fights. Um, let's see Silva if he pulls off the upset. Let's get him Volk before it's too late. But I also think, man, that's a fucking dangerous thing for Volkanovski. I love Volk, and I take him because he's my featherweight goat. My wallet would also be thrown by a crazy finish from Silva because he's such a fucking brute, and that's why again with
how,
Diego,
how about
I respect a
how about
finish here. I respect a finish, but I'm picking Diego to
how
do
about
it.
Silver by submission? Silver by submission.
How much is that?
How's that prop?
Oh, I could
What's
look it
that
up.
fucking
Yeah,
prop?
I could look it up, but I'm
That's
telling you,
fucking
it's
good ground,
probably.
isn't
Oh,
it?
we looked it up earlier. Plus 1,200.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
that's actually worth a sprinkle, but I would actually look at the
Wow.
fight to end by submission as well. But I'm probably just taking round 4. No, but yeah, I'll pull these
That's
props up.
crazy.
We'll wrap up on
You don't
that.
think that you don't think that little fucking piece of iron can take Lopez down, grapple him, put ground pressure on him, get a triangle choke, guillotine choke, rear naked choke? I see that little fucking Silver doing that, man.
Like I said, he's got a really mean fucking ninja choke when he transitions from his
Yeah.
powerful strikes and his opponents are kind of coiling up, putting their guard high, putting their head low.
Yeah.
He kind of walks up and cinches up this fucking ninja choke that I actually like a lot. But I think I respect Diego's BJJ too much to imagine him getting this submission, but I think that's why Vegas is getting this prop. Now, if anyone got
Yeah.
subbed, I'd far more imagine seeing it being Lopez subbing
Yes.
Silva. His props plus
All day.
650.
All
So
day.
if you
We're
wanted
just talking
to,
prop.
as a fun one, if you wanted to do how would the fight end, the fight end by submissions plus 430. So
That's not bad.
200 prop and secure yourself if
Mm,
Silva pulled the upset. But when the prop is plus 1,000 anything, I generally bet the Diego because that's what I believe. But I'll
yeah.
sprinkle on the Silva, and I'll make my money plus. But
Yeah.
that's if I
No,
really
that's a great
respect it
prop.
by a submission. At the end of the day, those props are trying to entice you because this fight likely ends by a knockout. Fight to end by knockout negative 150. That's how everyone sees it. Um, again, we talked in the very beginning. What should Diego's team do in this fight? What's the smartest way path of victory?
Take it to the fucking ground. Use your fucking shit. That's what you're really, really good at.
Yep.
Stop standing there and pretending you're a fucking Canelo, because you're not. You're a jiu-jitsu master. You were fucking Alex Grasso's fucking jiu-jitsu coach. She fucking BJJ Shavenko because of you. Use your skills. Find the perfect path to victory, and do not stand there and try and be a fucking legend. That is my advice to Diego Lopes.
Absolutely. Yeah, and honestly, we'll probably have quite a few gunfights on the feet, and I'm telling you, Silva has the power to knock anybody in the division out with the right shot, and Diego likes the gunfights. The fear as a
Got
Diego
to keep him
fan,
close.
they generate
He can't knock
wide.
me out.
They're
If I
wide.
have him here, if he's here, he can't knock me out. Diego needs to fucking close that and keep him here and not in the fucking pocket. He cannot do that with Silva.
Yes.
I agree with that. I fully agree. You keep Silver in the fucking pocket, he's like a Tapuria. He fucking throw fucking all kinds of cool shit at you and then take you down
And
and
you
then
know what's
submit you.
sad though is because so is Diego. Diego, because he generates the power wide, he can actually accelerate really hard to the body and rip his own uppercuts with his huge, like almost like a fucking flicker jab. The way he throws that shit up from so
Yeah,
low and generates the power. Um,
it's so cool.
yeah, he's so long. Exactly. Well, um, the thing is, Diego's dangerous there too. But normally, when you look at these Diego gunfights, he gives it and takes it a little bit too. And Silva's the kind of guy when he gives it, it could be 9-9. So I respect the Silva knockout for those who are taking that prop, but it's only plus 105 from a betting standpoint. Um, I think there's safer bets here. Let's look at distance. You guys know distance is my best friend. He said it's going to the judges. If we took the fight not to go to the fourth round, only negative 110. Negative 110 for either fighter to win, as long as it's done the first 15 minutes when they're fucking both loaded cannons. That's the kind of shit I'd lay some chalk on. Now, preferably, I hit it at plus money, and not at this weight class do I do the whole in the first two rounds like I would a heavyweight or light heavyweight bout, um, like the Paul Craig fight, in all due respect. But here we are. This is a main event. Fighters fight entirely different on 25 minutes than they would at 15. Let's recap with saying Diego's been there with the best, hung around the whole time, and that is a feat of its own. In Silva, we got to respect the weapons he brings into the octagon. And will Diego be smart to just take the fight to the deep waters where we know he's going to flourish the most and secure a win? Or is he going to roll the dice for further power, fame, and conviction in his weight class and restore that aura by knocking out the fourth chapter to this fighting nerds
So
book?
my brother, before we're both going Lopez, so before we fucking sign off, I'm going to say this. It's been an anniversary since we met. I have those same Noche cards there. You can clip this and send it to how you want. But here we go. Ready? Everyone out there, 1 year since I met the fucking Toad. I put all my Noche cards up for grabs last year. No one got them. I'm putting them all up this year. The same collection, the same cards. Actually, not the same, because I sent Toad one Diego Lopez card for free. So, by the way, but bar that one, same cards, same collection, Noche UFC. Send me your DM on comments so we can be transparent, right? To Lethal Hand Collectibles. Send it on comments. The entire card pick. Early, middle, and fucking end. All right? Every fucking name. 1 year anniversary for Noche. I'm going to do it again, Toad. Let's see whether you get it this time round, brother.
Hey, I got pretty damn close last year. If I could have that just
Yeah.
fight accuracy
So
and the same kind of money, not upset at all.
the same cards, the same
Crazy.
product, the same experiment. 1 year later, me and the Toad, and this is actually not for the followers and my fans or our fans. This is for you, Toad. 1 year later, thank you for being my great friend.
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
for joining me on this fucking journey. I enjoy every minute of doing this with you, and this is for you. I want to give you another chance, and now everyone else out there, another chance to grab those cards. It's Noche again. Every fight, you get that collection.
Yeah,
Toad
to
knows what the
me,
collection looks like.
we went through it a few times, talked it over. It was a nice
Yeah.
collection that he was offering up, and
So,
that's what made me so kind of taken by what you do, and that's what made me, your brand, Lethal Hands Collectibles, really stick out to the rest of these trading card cats. Is that you get such a adrenaline and rush out of doing what you're doing on your end that it creates a
I don't
good
even want to
fucking
lose the
time
cards, but
because
you know,
you could have done the whole subscribe to my channel, like this post, comment to friends, but you had a giveaway that said, "Give me your input, your thought," and then you kept us up to date. And it fell off quickly. I remember within the first like 4 fights, you messaged me and said, "Hey, you're
yeah,
pretty much home stretch compared to everybody else right now, by the
brother,
way."
I have a list.
And you know
I have,
how it's
I have
like
a
a
list.
legendary thing. I typically was crushing our first 4 fights for a long time. If you remember, he was always parlaying them and making tons of money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
it was a fun night. The Noche story, the festivities, the graphics, all that was beautiful. It was fun. But man, did it make the night even more fun to go back and forth with Lethal, check out his collection, see what he's about, and look at us a year later, dude. Shitty fucking card, but we finally got a couple gangster ass fights. But it
Right?
doesn't matter because I also have a good ass
Two,
time doing this
two
with you. And
o'clock in the
once we
morning.
get moving, um, and shout out to Dusty. Big tragedy recently there. I'm very sorry, my brother. Looking to open up the war room, have some doors knocking on the Mud Hut, both on the IG channel, interacted with some fighters and all kinds of fun people in there, memes, bets, bullshit. And then we'll get more active on what we're doing now, you and I, Lethal. This is our Discord. We gotta bring some people over to it, shoot the shit with us. If I'm not doing UFC, MMA stuff, watching tape, talking bets, whatever, I might, post more of my collection for fun. Cards I haven't shown anybody yet.
Same,
But just geek
same.
off, play
I've got
play
plenty,
games, do
plenty.
whatever. So, would like to offer that extension there, but to support Lethal and I most, help get us out there in the algorithms. We'll be opening up some podcast platforms and things once I get moving too. That's going to be the biggest upcoming renovation to Lethal Toad MMA. Is we are going to be live on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon,
Look at
YouTube,
the whole fucking village.
Twitch, Kick, Facebook, IG, and I'll be posting to X. So we're gonna make a good push at this, but I'm opening doors for other collaborations as well. People can join in. Short and sweet is sometimes nice in social media, so you might see just quick, hey, I'm with so and so. Who do you got on the main event? Who do you got on the co-main? What's your favorite bet on this card? Give me your parlays. Have some fun, build a community. You guys are all welcome. Please join Lethal and me. That's what it's all about. As always, appreciate you joining this week's episode. Enjoy the card best you can. And yeah,
Peace out, my brother.
Canelo and Crawford
Hey,
after, right? Lethal Woo boxing.
fuck boxing. Fuck boxing. Hey, bro, I love your guts, cunt. I'll see you fucking tomorrow. I'll talk to you, and I'll definitely catch you when you go live on MMA Toad. He goes live, dude. I just catch him. We watch his reactions. Plus, he doesn't let me join because I'm fucking 13 seconds in front.
No,
Fuck
you
you,
just have to
Toad.
be
I
fucking
love
muted so
you.
you're not telling me a fight's over when I'm live betting on it. Like, what do you mean it's fucking over?
I love
As
you.
someone
I'll
continues to
see you
get punched
guys.
in their ass, beat with
Remember,
elbows for like 30 minutes. Like, what do you mean it's over? As I'm sending money.
subscribe, like, comment, both MMA Toad, Lethal Toad, and Lethal Hand Collectibles, gang. Love you out. Peace out, brother.
Yep. Much love, y'all. Thanks for joining. Let's go, Diego. All day up in this hole.
Let's
Peace.
go, Diego. Let's go, Diego. Let's go, Diego. Bull! Woof, woof, woof. It's going to turn into a meow, meow, meow by the time Diego's finished with him, bro. I see you, my man.
Much love, dog. I love you. Peace, man. Peace.
Bye, mate.
Oh, fuck. Well, there you guys go. UFC Noche, September 13th. We'll be here. We'll be streaming it. We'll catch you guys then. Much love. Like he said, YouTube, IG, hop over, watch his streams. I'm going to get him to try to use the Lethal Toad MMA page more. And we'll push some more shit out there too. Those small little collabs and things like that. I can help use that platform to help migrate over there. Sounds like we got some willing hands that want to be part of something. So I would be more than happy to invite some people into Discord, and yeah, let's push some content out together. Use the socials. Let's get some more people together for these fights. I think Discord viewing would be fun too, as well. So, all right, y'all. Much love. Take it easy. Peace. We got all kinds of cards coming soon too. By the way, I'm not fucking around when I said that earlier. I got a box, huge. So, hour 40 in typical Lethal Toad fashion. 30-40 minutes fights, 30-40 minutes bullshit. The typical. All right. Much love, y'all. Peace.